Good morning, everyone. Thank you for all of you who have jumped in this morning, attending the community virtual Sunday service for the Journey Within Spiritualist Church. I'm Elizabeth Fracolosi, minister with the Journey Within, and today it is my pleasure that we have bringing to you Sandra Aetheris this morning, this afternoon, or this evening, wherever you are in the world. She's a clairvoyant medium, and she's been aware of her connection to spirit since childhood. She is strongly tied to her family as one of 12 children in a family where sensitivity to spirit can be traced back at least 4 generations. Sandra believes spirit is the source of strength and healing. As a cancer survivor, she believes spirit helped her get through many challenges in her health during her life. She teaches and encourages natural mediumship and believes there's more than one way to connect with spirit. She works with love and laughter. As a platform medium who frequently travels across the UK and other countries offering private readings, development workshops, spiritual circles, and classes, she is also a Reiki healer and a spiritual healer. She runs her own development circles and classes, but also works with many SNU churches and independently run centers. So we are very pleased she is with us today to support the journey within. We begin our services with spiritual healing. Spiritual healing is normally a laying on of hands in prayer to be used in conjunction with, never instead of medical advice or practice. As we are meeting virtually, our healers that are present will be sending healing to all of you here and to those we are requesting prayers for. We are grateful to our volunteer healers who are with us today and for their dedication as healers. Thank you so much. If you'd like to request healing for someone, please put their first name and last initial only for privacy in the chat box. These names will be forwarded to our healers for absentee healing. You can also put entire families, S family, T family, Q family, by their last name, or the person you're asking healing for with the last initial and family. You can also call the church or email us if there's anyone during the course of the week you would like to request healing for. Please include your pets. You can include the planet or any global circumstances that you wish. We will open with prayer, followed by a period of quiet meditation. If you'd like to participate in the healing, please at this time quiet yourself, focus on your breathing. As you inhale, feel yourself boosting your own immune system, igniting the inner healer within. So please join me in prayer. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from our minds and bodies and to restore us to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and the power of God. Amen. As we come to the end of healing, we will continue to remember and pray for those who are suffering and who are in need of healing in all the global circumstances that are in need of healing. Amen. And now I would like to invite Sandra Aetheris to open the service with prayer, followed by song.
Good morning, everybody, and good afternoon and good evening. I'm going to open with one of my favourite prayers, and I'd like you all to join me with this prayer and close your eyes and just think of your loved ones as I say these words, and think of the divine. Gracious Spirit, come, light the fire within. Open our minds to your ways, stir our intuition to trust you, and prove our worth in the strange land to which we chose to come. Grant us endurance, serenity to accept, and wisdom to know that you are always with us. Heal those wounded in mind and in body with your loving touch. Spark love in all of us for our fellow men. Give us the strength to stand by your truth, no matter what it costs, and free us from the prison of insecurity and fear. Enable us to stand, even if we stand alone, for you stand by us all. I ask all this in love and light and in truth, and always in your name. I ask for the divine, those from the higher dimensions, to step forward today and open the doors to our loved ones. Also open the doors to the healers, so that each and every one of us will be touched by spirit in some way. I ask for a golden light of love to be placed around each and every one of us. I also ask to work in sincerity. I ask to work with the love of spirit, and I ask for each and every one of us a golden light to be placed around us. Amen.
Now I'd like to reintroduce Sandra Aetheris to present the address this morning.
Good morning, everybody. I've been asking my spirit guides and my family in spirit what we should talk about this morning, because I always feel that I'm inspired by spirit to say the right words and for the healing words to go to the places where it's needed. And the first thing that come to my mind, who drew close to me, was one of my sisters in the spirit world. I like to tell a story of my family. I have 5 brothers and 2 sisters in spirit and a daughter. So they always work with me and they always draw close. And one of the things that many people ask me as I work, and I help people with readings and healing, is what happens to our loved ones in the spirit world when they leave us and they leave the physical and they go into, I call it the next dimension, what actually happens to our loved ones? And I got a little story I'll start off with of my sister who was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and she had 4 children. Well, she has 4 children, and she was frightened, obviously, and she was very worried about passing. And what's normal and interesting is that we're never afraid of what's going to happen to us before we pass. It's always the ones that we leave behind that we worry about. And when we leave this plane, we go home. We go home to where we come from. And what I always see is spirits celebrating, their loved ones waiting for them, and they're happy that they're returning home. There's always flags going, there's always music, there's always dancing. They're really happy that their loved ones are coming from this world to the next. My sister came to me with fear, and as a medium, I tried to help her as best I could. And as the time got nearer for her passing, we meditated together and we sat and we held hands, and I put some soft music on in the background. I knew the guides were there. I knew my family were there. They were all gathering in around to receive her and make ready the journey into the next dimension. She went to sleep during this meditation, and she said she had the most wonderful experience. She felt the angels draw close, and she came out of her body. And as she did so, she saw a scene of her funeral. And as she looked down to this scene, her family were crying, but she didn't feel sadness. She didn't feel pain. She just felt a quietness around her. She reached out to her children, but they couldn't see her and they couldn't feel her, she said. And then she heard voices behind her. And as she turned around, she saw the rest of the family there waiting for her, encouraging her to come with them. They told her that she could come back at any point. There was nothing to worry about. Everything was going to be as it should be. She just needed to rest, and she just needed to receive healing. My sister woke up after the meditation, and she told me the story, but also she told me that she didn't fear death. She knew her loved ones were there waiting for her. She knew that whoever it is, there's always someone there waiting for you. As a carer, through the years, I have spoke to many people, and I was there before many people passed over. And one of the things I always noticed and I always saw was they always said their loved ones were there. They'd point out to them and they'd say, I saw my mum, I saw my dad. They were smiling. They were reassuring me that when I pass over, that they're going to be there. This is a very, very common occurrence, and it proves to us that life continues and life goes on, and that each and every one of us are still connected, and that our soul goes into the spirit world, but we are still connected by love. We are still connected to our loved ones. Their thoughts become our thoughts. They actually never leave us. And when we go into our sleep state at night, that's when we commune with them. That's when we meet up with them. And I don't believe we're meant to remember, because if we did, if we knew wholeheartedly what the place was like, the other dimension that we go to when we pass, we wouldn't want to be here, would we? We would just all want to go back home. And within my work, what I've also realized is that we're here to evolve and we're here to move forward. We're here to learn lessons. And sometimes the harder the fall, the more upset there is, the better understanding we have of life and love and what it's all about. Because you see, Spirit Divine is with us at all times, pushing us forward, telling us not to fear, helping us to be brave in our life. So when you feel really down and you feel sad and you're missing your loved ones, just think of them, picture them in your mind, and they'll step forward and they'll draw closely to you and try to communicate with you in any way which they can. I'm sure lots of you have seen feathers or robin redbreasts, or you have a certain smell around you, and or music plays. That's a very common one. That spirit's way of letting you know that they are very much around you. And for those that are your loved ones who at this moment in time are maybe in a coma or they're in hospital and they're really suffering at this time, be assured that spirit are definitely with them. And I will go on to tell you about my mum before she had a major stroke and she went into a coma. And I know for a fact that while she was in that coma, her soul, her spirit came out, and she came to see me with the rest of my family who were in spirit to reassure me that she was okay. It was the most amazing experience. And I know without any doubt that whatever happens to us in this life, spirit are there looking after us, and they're helping us, moving us forward. Never fear the future. Always walk forward, because there's an old saying, as one door closes, another one opens. And there's always reasons sometimes where we feel there's conflict in our life. Sometimes it's spirit trying to get us to move forward out of that situation or move us off that path. And once we're off that path, we usually see how our lives improve. I'd like to leave you with them thoughts, and I'd like to leave you with the thought that you receive constant healing from the spirit world, and that our loved ones are always with us. We just need to send our thoughts out to them, and they draw closely. And with that, I'd like to say thank you.
On behalf of everyone watching, I would like to say thank you to you for the beauty and the healing of your words, Sandra. Truly appreciate.
Thank you.
And now we come time for our collection and announcements. Excuse me. Beautiful words. There is a scan box for donations for your convenience, should you choose to donate, and we appreciate any donation, great or small. You may also send in a donation or visit the church website if you are so moved. Divine loving spirit, you have blessed us with our home. We ask you to bring us the means of keeping it alive and growing. We give thanks to all gifts, great and small. Amen. If you live near the Journey Within, you may drop off food for our local food pantry at the door of the church. No glass, no perishable foods, please. Also, if you're not a member of the Journey, please check our website under announcements. If you're not a member of the Journey, please, you can scan the scan box here to become a member, or you can check under announcements to be able to join through that way. And if you live near the Journey, please check again under announcements. We've got a lot of stuff in announcements. Just in case there's inclement weather near us, we are coming to spring, but you never know, there's flooding in that area of New Jersey, to see if the in-person Sunday morning service is still being held. All members do receive an email with those announcements. And again, please consider becoming a member of our community. We really appreciate each and every one of you. And we have online upcoming classes and events. The first and third Wednesdays of the month, a community meditation with Eugenia Bushman. April 5th, presenting the message with Christine Morgan. April 9th, sitting in the power for health and well-being with Judith Seaman. April 20th, experiencing your personal intuition with Kevin Tedeschi. April 21st and 22nd, practical mediumship intensive workshop with Paul Jacobs. Sitting in the Power on April 23rd for health and well-being with Judith Seaman. April 27th, delivering meaningful messages from Spirit with Connie Fusella. And beginning May 2nd, new numerology class series with Judith Seaman. It's limited to 8 students. And please check our website for Sandra Aetheris and her upcoming classes as well. We're posting stuff all the time. In person at the Journey Within, first and third Sundays of each month, mediumship development classes, all levels with Pastor Joe and guest tutors from 12 p.m. to it's an hour and a half. And our next date is today, April 7th. April 14th, we have the live demonstration of mediumship, 12 p.m. with Pastor Joe, Dawn Pfeiffer, and yours truly, Elizabeth Fracolosi. Also, online next Friday is fundraiser mediumship demonstration with Pastor Joe, Eugenia Bushman, and yours truly as well. Please join us for the Sunday morning live service if you can at 10 a.m. And afterwards, we're going to tempt you with coffee, tea, and small desserts, bagels, donuts, etc., and so forth, just in case your sugar gets low during the service. Also, Wednesday nights at 7:30, please be there for our Healing and Messages service, which is a little smaller service, or our Sunday 6:30 p.m. student service tonight. At 6:30, all our students are student ministers and mediums, as well as some of the people who've been around for a while. We're there for that evening service if you can't make the morning one. We are also constantly, again, updating our website with new classes and events, so please look there for the most up-to-date information. And again, I would like to thank all our volunteers at this time. Through our volunteers, the Journey and our community continue to thrive. It is a small army that keeps this place going, so we really appreciate each and every one of you who participate in uplifting and moving the journey forward. We now come time for our demonstration of mediumship. As we shift gears into this beautiful part of our service, as a spiritualist church, we believe life is continuous. And through our demonstration of mediumship, we seek to reunite you here, those who are here, with those who have crossed over. If you can take 90 to 100% of the evidence, we'd ask you to please raise your hand. If you'd like to practice this, you'll find it under reactions and it's raise hand. If you'd like to practice it, you can do this now. Perfect. And also, it's an important practice to lower our hands. If you can do this now, please. Okay, thank you. And it's because even though a number of us may recognize what our medium is going to bring forward to us this morning. After, that evidence, if the initial pieces of evidence you can take, but then you can't take the subsequent pieces of evidence, we'd ask you to lower your hand, please. And that way we may find the recipient more quickly. If you were invited to speak, then please unmute, okay? If for some reason you're having technical problems unmuting, we're not putting that intention out there. We've done it before. We don't want to do it again. It makes it a little difficult. Please write in the chat box, and that's the person that we've asked to come in to speak. If they can't unmute, then they'll write in the chat box, and we'll work it that way with the yes and the no. But no intentions. We're not going to do that today, okay? That's just in case of technical difficulty. So now we will proceed our demonstration and with song followed by our message prayer in preparation for the demonstration. At this time, please think of your loved ones. Ask them to come close. Reach out with your heart in love and belief and knowing that life goes on. Please join me in the message prayer. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there, I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. And now I'd like to invite Sandra to offer our demonstration of mediumship at this time.
Good afternoon, everybody, again. I do feel I have a gentleman standing with me. He's drawing quite closely to me. He gives me the feeling that he would have had a heart attack. I keep seeing him in his bed, so I do feel it happened in his bed, or he fell out of his bed, but I just get the sense I see him in the bed, then I see him on the floor or something like that. He was quite a smart man, and I know most men are, but he keeps showing me him polishing his shoes, and he had a very distinctive way of sitting, because I just want to sit in a certain manner. That's what I feel with him. I feel he keeps showing me baseball, so I know there's connection to baseball here. I keep showing it, or he followed baseball, or he really liked baseball. I feel also that he had 2 children. It could be 2, I'm not 100% sure, but I do see that as well. He comes in with a big smile on his face. He keeps touching his hair, so I wasn't quite sure he was showing he had a good head of hair, or he's got a good head of hair there, or he wore a toupee, who knows. But he keeps touching his hair, and he keeps showing that to me. He says he was a good looking man, but most men say that anyway, don't they? So he's saying that as well. And the most interesting thing about this is that he keeps putting a badge on the table in front of me, and I don't know if that's the next one who wants to come through or it's him, but I keep feeling a badge goes on the table. Can anyone understand any of that information?
We have 3 hands up, 4 hands up. We have 4 hands up. We have Kim, Aiden, Susan, and Daryl. And also we now have someone known as Zoom user. We have 5 hands up.
Okay, I do feel he was a father, definitely, and I do feel also that he's got grandchildren now, because he's shown me the next generation. And I do feel also there's a police link somewhere. I'm not quite sure, but he keeps showing me it's one in the family, or there is definitely a police link here. Can anyone understand that, please?
We still have the same number of hands up.
Oh, okay. So let's go in depth then and see who I need to speak to. I want to give them, Susan, actually. I want to go to Susan, because he showed me the name Susan, yeah.
He shows you Susan. I'll bring Susan in.
But he spelled it Susan, actually, but it's
Hello.
okay. Who are we talking to?
This is Susan.
Susan.
My real spelling is S-U-S. I changed it, but I was
Yeah,
born.
because he put S-U-S-A-N.
Yeah, but my real spelling is
name, yeah.
S-U-S. Yeah.
So would you understand this as your husband, please?
He was like a husband to me.
So he was like a partner, a lover.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, and would you understand the condition of how he passed? It was in the
Yes.
back.
Yes.
You'd understand that as well. And would you understand that there was like two families brought together, like he had children or maybe you had children, but he's talking about
I brought his yes, I understand that. Yes, I understand it.
you brought his children up. Does that make sense?
I brought his children from two different marriages together for his
Yeah,
memorial.
that's what he's
Yeah.
saying. He's saying bringing
Yeah.
the two children together. He was a
Yeah.
very proud man, this gentleman.
Yes.
I feel it's giving me the initial D, like Darren or David is connected as well. He's showing that quite strongly, and as he steps forward, he's got this huge smile on his face. Okay, because he's saying that somebody wrote a letter and put it in his coffin, or somebody wrote a letter he keeps showing me the letter that is quite important. I think it could have been one of his kids because he said
Okay.
my kids. So
Okay.
can you understand that information as well, please?
I wasn't there at his, unfortunately, at his funeral, but that probably, yes. Hmm. His
So
children were.
yeah, and would you understand 3 marriages or 3 relationships or 2 marriages and 1 relationship after? Because that's quite evident as well.
Yes, he had a lot of marriages and relationships. Yes.
Yeah, he's shown me that as well. So he was quite a vain man in a way, because I
Yes.
can tell by his
Yes.
hair. And
Yes. Very vain.
when he walked past the mirror, he'd always have a look in it
Yeah.
as well.
Yes.
Yeah, and he
Yes.
liked these sports because
Yeah.
I can see baseball and other things.
Love
Uh,
baseball. Love
yeah,
baseball. Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
and also as well, he's also taken me to this big building, and I don't know why he's going in there, but he's going into this building and he's showing me around.
Yeah.
And he was quite an important man as well.
Yes, he
That's what I
was.
feel.
Yes,
And
he
he had
was.
his own business, or he ran a business, but he's talking about his business as well.
Yes. Hmm. Yes.
That's what he's showing me. He also like the sea. He's walking on
Yes.
the sea.
Yes.
That's what he's
Yes.
saying. All right. And he's talking about he was cremated. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, he was cremated.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's saying his ashes were divided. So somebody wanted some of his ashes. They weren't kept in one place. Does
I
that
wanted some of his ashes, but didn't get them. Hmm.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He says it doesn't matter. He's saying he's with you, you
Oh,
know.
wonderful.
He said he would have had one leg here and one arm there. He's joking. And he tells me,
Thank you. It's funny. Yeah.
yeah, he's a joker though, isn't he? I can
Yes,
tell.
yes,
I
yes,
can tell by the way he's speaking. He's definitely
yes.
a joker. He lifts up his arm like this, and he's showing me a tattoo as well. So either he had a tattoo or someone's had his name put on their arm.
Oh, okay.
That's what he's
Okay.
showing to
Yeah.
me. But also he's saying to me the family have divided.
Yes.
He's saying that they're not talking and things like that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he's shouting out, "I'm a granddad now." So
Yes.
he's saying
Yes.
he's a granddad. That's
Yes.
what he's saying.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
also saying to me there's twins in the family or 2 grandchildren, because he said, show me
Yes.
two
Right.
together.
Right.
And that's what he's saying to me as well. Now there's a man connected to him that's coming in that would have had an amputation. He would have lost his leg. I may have moved on to the next person, but I just felt that energy coming into the side of him. So he's sort of looking as if to say, who are you? I've got someone else who's trying to get through as well.
Yeah. He
But
doesn't like to be interrupted. Yeah.
yeah,
He
yeah.
doesn't like to be interrupted. Yeah. Mm.
That's right. He was a proper man's man. Okay.
Yes, very much so. Hmm.
Yeah. And he's saying he's sorry the way things happened in the end. Does that make sense to you?
Definitely. Thank you. Yes. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's saying very sorry the way things happened in the end. He has a glass of a drink in his hand, and it's almost like a whiskey or brandy or something like that. But he's got it in his hand, and he leans over and he puts it on a birthday cake. So he's talking about a birthday anniversary around this time. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Either
Yeah.
yesterday, he said. So I'm not sure.
Yesterday.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He's celebrating that, and
Okay.
and he says he doesn't miss a trick. All right.
No. No.
Okay. Symbolically, what he's doing, he's taking off a ring off his finger and he's giving it to you. And
Oh my goodness.
he's giving it to you. And he's talking also about you and a new companion and a new companionship. And
Oh.
he wants you to be happy.
Oh, I just asked him last night if that was okay.
Yeah. He said that's fine. He said it's okay. So he's giving that to you. Okay. He was a man that defended you, I see him standing in front of you, and he's saying, just let go of your head what people think and what people say, because he definitely is with you. I don't know why. I don't know if I can just see the ZAN in your name, but I just saw Tarzan swing by.
That would be him.
I'm not saying he dressed up as Tarzan, but I
No,
just
no.
saw Tarzan.
He took chances, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's swinging across.
Yeah.
He's also smiling now, and he's drawing close, almost like he's sitting upon me. This man puts a hat on his head. He would have worn a cap as well. He's also showing me a ring on his finger, and he's taking
Okay.
it off again. Okay. I keep asking for his name, but he won't give it to me. They're always like, if I don't ask, I get it. If I ask, they hold it back. He's saying he's in a really good place.
Good,
He's
good.
telling me I don't know if he believed in this, but he keeps looking around the spirit world. To me, he was very shocked and bewildered when he went to the spirit, and all
Yes,
his family were there with him.
yes.
He's also talking about fostering adoption, so I need to put that around him as well. So fostering an adoption, bringing up other people's children. Now he
Okay.
has a daughter, is that right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, and he's talking about his daughter, and he's talking about you're going to hear from her, because he keeps saying,
Oh,
tell her about the call, tell her about the call. You're going to
okay.
hear from her. But I see you with an open door anyway.
Yes.
He's saying it wasn't my house, so I couldn't do anything about it. So I don't know what he means by that, but that comes through really clearly as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's usually property left behind and things like that. He's talking about
Yes.
he said you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I want to bring a lot of loving for you for him. I need to move on actually. I
Okay.
want to bring a lot of love for you from this lovely man, and he wants you to embrace life and enjoy it. And he said he can hear you asking him, is it all right if you find someone else? He said he's bringing him to you. Don't worry.
Oh,
He wants you to enjoy life, because
thank you.
that's what it's all about. I'll leave you with all his love. And I want you to know he's very much with you, okay?
Thank you so much.
That's all right. That's okay. So we'll see who's coming through next. I'm going to go back to the other gentleman that was trying to get through earlier on, and he was next to her husband. He's showing me he was in a wheelchair, and he's showing me that he would have had an amputation as well. I don't know if it was a finger or the leg, but I hear it would have been an amputation. I feel this man was a smoker. He keeps going like this and stubbing out cigarettes. So, and his fingers were yellow, you know, when they're heavy smokers. So he would have been a heavy smoker in his day, this man. He's talking about he has a sibling with him in spirit. I thought I heard sister, but that's what he said to me. There's more there's more gathering in. I feel he was a dad as well. He just put dad above his head. And also he's a grandpa as well. He's showing me that as well. So can anyone understand any of that, please?
We have no hands up as yet.
Okay, is it the it might be the
We now have, well, we had one hand, it went away. Oh, now we have, okay. All right, we have two hands. We have two hands up. We have Stacy and Amy.
is Stacy his daughter?
I will allow Stacy to talk.
Hello?
Hello, Stacy.
Yes,
This gentleman, he's just jumped right behind you, so he's quite a close family link. Does that make sense?
yes, I can tell you, grandfather.
Okay, but this man was quite a character. You heard lots of stories about him, I feel.
Yes,
Okay, and I don't know why I just saw the Air Force, but there's a link to the Air Force as
I know
well.
military. I'm not clear which part.
As he stands up now, he's a very, very proud man, this man. And he would have had medals. But what's interesting as well is they're quite Pacific spirit. You know, like I do see a plane coming in. So he was connected to some sort of Air Force, or it was in the family, but he's showing me that as well. Okay.
Okay.
All right. As this gentleman comes through, he's your father in spirit, please.
No,
All right, because he wants to talk about, is this your father's father?
no.
All right, I don't know why I saw that. I just thought I've got to go back and work hard. Maybe I'm with the wrong person. Is there anybody else putting their hand up?
I have Amy. I'll bring her in.
Okay, Amy, can you take more of this, please?
Yes, Nick had lost his toe and was in danger of losing his leg. At the end of his life, the only way he could function was in a wheelchair.
That's what I'm seeing and I'm feeling, a wheelchair, and he showed me the finger, then he kept going to the leg. So he was trying to tell me the finger and the leg. And was he a smoker, please? I got to get the
Oh
right.
yes, he was
Heavy,
a chain smoker.
yeah,
Yes.
and he was told to give up smoking, but it's almost like he hid his cigarettes or something. That's what I'm seeing. So
Well, yes, it was a big issue.
yeah, he's laughing. He said he was a naughty man, this man. All right.
Yes, he
All
was.
Right, he stands above you, so I want to say he's your dad or your grandfather as well. Does that make sense to you?
No, he was a lifetime older friend.
Oh, older. Yeah, okay. So he actually, but he's telling me he did advise you in a lot of things, I feel. So
Yes, we were extremely close. We had a very unique, we had a relationship that remained chaste because he was married, but we were very, very close all my
but a
life.
lot of your relationship was hidden. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the phone calls and that were hidden. I'm not
No,
gonna
no, not that way. I worked for him. His wife was my friend, and I was his body worker and her body worker for 30 years.
Okay. So I just feel he's putting a learner plate on. So I just feel it's the first time he's come through.
Yes.
I feel as well that he was a very much joker as well, because you know what he's doing, he's whistling, and I don't know why he keeps whistling. So
yes, he was a he was a man who enjoyed women a great deal. I was probably the only one
hold it.
that didn't sleep with him.
Let me tell you, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. That's fine. It's only I went to say more, and it's just easier if I work blindly. So I'm asking him to step forward. He's standing up now. He was quite a fine looking man. He'd and he had a lot to say to everybody. I just feel him talking all the time. But you know, he never laid his cards all on the table. There was always a bit of mystique with him. And
Oh,
I
yes.
don't know if you, in England, we call it the Scarlet Pimpernel. That's we seek him here, we seek him there, we seek him everywhere. So he was a man that sometimes did a little bit of a disappearing act here and there. That's what I feel with him. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and he's laughing at the description that I'm giving to him, but he's blowing you a great big kiss.
Oh,
And he's saying he knew you from when you were quite young. He's taking me back to when you were quite young. And I don't know what you class as young, but I just get the feeling he knew you for a long time.
yes.
He's bringing in lots and lots of love to you, okay? And it's almost like you were his confidant.
Yes.
So you knew lots of things about him that maybe others didn't know.
Oh, yes.
That's what he's telling me. And he's bringing you a beautiful rose, and he holds it in his hand and he passes it to you. And he loved you, but in the right way. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's almost like, I'm not saying you did things behind people's backs, but you know, you'd maybe bring in the cigarettes and you know, maybe he shouldn't have had them cigarettes or things like that, but you backed him all the way. This is what I'm trying to say about this man. And he wants to say thank you. That's what he wants to say, a big thank you. And he you talk to him all the time, he's telling me, because he talks back to you. He had a good life. He's saying he has no regrets. And I don't know. I see a wife in spirit with him. Is his wife?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
she was my friend too.
Yeah. So
She was my
he's
friend
coming
too.
in, his wife. She's coming in really close and she's all excited.
Oh, Axiothea, Maxine.
Yeah.
And his
Well,
name was Nick.
yeah. And she's saying to me, this is an English term, so just ignore me when I say this. She sorted him out now. She's saying I've sorted him out and they're holding hands really, really tight.
Yes.
And they want you to know they're together.
Oh, I'm so glad.
And he's talking about his family divided.
Yes.
And he's also he's also talking about I don't know who owned the bar, what's the reference to the bar, you know, when you see it in England, they're pubs, aren't they? So
He was an entrepreneur. There were many, there were a number of restaurants that had a bar that he owned.
yeah, he's showing me that. He's showing me that, and he liked to be in control, this man. And he didn't know what he would have done without you.
Oh,
That's what he wants to tell you.
I was just talking about the fact that he was disappointed when he built the Claremont that I couldn't run the money because I'm sober since 1981 and I couldn't stand behind the bar and take the money. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, but he's is that a Brooklyn accent? Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It's
Well, Brooklyn, Bronx, the Greek
yeah,
community.
I heard Brooklyn. So
Yes.
he said Brooklyn in my head anyway. What he
Yes.
wants me to tell you, and I'm going to be honest with you, what I'm hearing, because sometimes I hold things back. He's telling me to tell you that, are you on your own at the moment, please?
Oh, yes.
He's bringing you a partner. He's bringing you someone, and they're trying to help you in that way. And he's also saying to me, happy birthday.
Oh, he had missed my birthday only once, I think, through my whole life. I miss him on my birthday.
Yeah, that's what that's what he's saying to me, and he's bringing you so much love, and he's saying thank you for allowing him to come through and speak to you. And he's with his wife, and there's a little girl with them as well. I can see a little girl, she's standing there beside them, and she is family members to them. Okay, I'll leave I've only got a few minutes left, so I'll leave you with all his love. I'd like to go on, there's others all queuing up coming in, but just remember that his love from him and his wife are with you, and they're saying thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. That is so meaningful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. Are you going to bring in another, or are you?
Oh, I will.
Oh, no, you don't. I didn't know if you were continuing or not.
I didn't know what time I was to finish.
No, this is fine. No, this is fine. You don't, I thought maybe you might have been revving up for another contact. It's all good. It's all good. So that's up to you. Because we have come to time as far as the end of the service. So
okay, well, I have got one.
if you've got one, then please bring them in.
Okay, there's a lot of gentlemen coming through tonight. Today, I got a gentleman. I'm seeing a scene that he took his own life, and he's been knocking on the door, and he's been waiting to come through to his family or people that he knew that were here. I'm not very good with ages, but I wouldn't say he was young, but he's walking towards me now. I know that. I hope you don't mind me saying how he did it. It was with rope. And he's telling me that he has been through before, I feel, but he's saying that there's somebody here that is connected to him. I'm not saying his name is Stephen or Steve, but that I heard that name in the back of my head. So okay, so that could be a friend of his, that could be a family member, but now I'm hearing mum. So I don't know if his mum is here, but he's calling out mum as well. Would anyone understand that, please?
We do have 3 hands are raised. Would you like to hear their names, or would you prefer to go on?
I feel that it happened in the house. I feel it happened in the house. I thought it was a garage at first, but I feel it happened in the house when this happened. He is young. He's showing me he's young. He keeps calling out mum. So I feel that if so, Safina.
Hi, Sandra. Everything fits except the name.
No, don't worry about the names. I mean, the names, it could be anybody calling out their name anywhere. So would you understand that he's quite closely connected to you?
Yes, and the other thing is that I'm not the mom, but it's my mom that he might be referring to. If you want to, yeah.
Are your mum in spirit?
No, she's here. I don't want to give too much information, but there'd be.
Okay, don't worry,
Yeah.
I'll bring him through, but you are a family member.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's showing me the cord. He's telling me that you're a family member. On your mum's side, please.
yes,
That's what he's saying. So he's saying he's a brother. I got to give everything I
yes.
get. He's telling me he's a brother, or he's a brother to
Brother
your
of my
mum.
mom. Yeah,
Pardon, a brother of your mum.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said. I'm brother. That's what he's saying. He's
I'm
jumping.
sorry
up
to
and down.
interrupt. We do have another hand that came up.
Oh,
I
Okay,
don't.
I'll just work with this lady as well and see what happens. So
Thank
it's your mum's brother.
yes,
So it would be your uncle.
yes. And he has come through before. The last time you were on, he was at, yeah. So
Oh, I
yeah.
can't remember. That was
Mhm.
over a year ago. But I
Okay.
just want to say to you that he's coming through just because he can come through, and he's bringing lots of love for you as well.
Yeah.
And he's saying he's at peace where he is, and he's fine where he is. That's what I feel I need to say.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
all his love with you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I go to the other lady quickly?
We have Jane.
Hmm.
Don't give me control. I'll be here all day.
Okay. Yes, now I am not the mother, but actually I was thinking this morning, I absolutely need to get in touch with his mother. She had been away when he passed, when he killed himself, and it's been on my mind, to get in touch with her. So, I'm not the mother.
Yeah, but you'd understand you knew this young man.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, and you'd understand the circumstances. It was within the house.
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'll try. I have to be quick. I do apologize. But I just feel he's just jumped in and he wants to just say hello. And I feel you're meeting up with the mum, or you're going to have a telephone conversation with her, because he knows that as well. Hello?
Yes. Yes, I can take that. Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm going to be very quick. He just wants you to say hello to his mum. That's all I need to say to you.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sandra, for the beautiful contacts and the reminder that our loved ones go on. I know everyone here could not get a message today, but we truly appreciate all of you witnessing this beautiful, beautiful thing that Sandra did today, which is the connection to our loved ones with mediumship. So we have come to the end of our service. Again, thank you so much to Sandra Aetheris. And I am going to ask you to please, with a closing prayer, which we will follow with music.
So I was just reading a message there, sorry. Okay, and we can send our thoughts out to our loved ones, and we can thank them for trying to come through today, and the guides and the helpers and the teams who help them to make their presence known and help them communicate with us. We can ask those in the divine to bring healing to each and every one of us, but also around the world, all the war-torn countries, all the needless dying. We ask the angels to be there to help the children get through this. Amen.
Again, we'd like to thank Sandra for a beautiful service today, beautiful address, wonderful messages with spirit. We can't thank you enough from the Journey Within for this lovely, lovely service. Truly, truly appreciate you, and truly appreciate every single one of you who are part of community and coming in today. So please all take care of yourselves, and Sandra, you as well. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Take
very
care.
much. Thank you.